hunters just became the hunted. Tiff and The Punisher! We're coming for you! Systems corrupt, snatching kids in the night. Foster care pipelines, profit from the fight. Lies on the paper, judges paid off clean. Tearing up families, living out their dream. Equal and the same, we uncover the game. Foster care corruption, putting kids through the pain. Gunning for CPS, no mercy, no slack. We expose the truth, now you're under attack. You came for the children, thought you'd never fall, but the table's turning. Hear the battle call. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. When the hunters become the hunted, CPS, your time is through. Tiff and The Punisher rising from the flames, uncovering the lies, screaming out the name. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. Podcast dropping bombs every episode raw. Real survivor stories breaking every law. You hunt the parents, label us all insane, but we flip the script, now you feel the pain. Gunning for CPS, equal and the same. Breaking down the system, screaming out your name. Foster care secrets buried in the dirt. We dig them up deep, watch the whole thing burn. You thought you were untouchable, hiding behind the state, but the hunted are rising. It's already too late. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. When the hunters become the hunted, CPS, your time is through. Tiff and The Punisher rising from the flames, uncovering the lies, screaming out the name. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. We are coming for you. Gunning for CPS, equal and the same. Uncovering foster care, your empire, foster day. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. When the hunters become the hunted, CPS, we're coming through. Tiff and The Punisher, the movement's alive. Parental rights warriors, we will survive. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. Yeah, the hunters just became the hunted. We coming for you. Tiff and The Punisher. Forever!
They are taking our kids every day.
A child of men and no one has a thing to say for those who have been isolated. Don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallets. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeves. Can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You will no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She's tired of our kids being taken. God damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up by Tiff Tack. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with hot speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you off one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. Your judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher Warrior. Oh, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping.
What are you doing?
Hi.
I can't hear you.
What's up, Tiff?
Hey, what's going on? It's 110 degrees here.
Oh boy, oh boy. Well, that's about the same temperature it is in hell, I believe. So we know what that's like now. Yeah. Did you go in your pool at all today?
No, I did
No
not.
pool? You didn't get stuck?
No.
Do you guys know that last year, Tiff went to jump in her pool and literally got stuck in her pool when she jumped in? I don't know how that could have ever happened. I don't know how it did happen, but it did happen. And
Okay.
this is another year.
So It's like a rectangular, or yeah, it's a rectangular blow up hole. So my legs were dry. So when I went to dive in, my legs
Dry
got
legs.
caught. So I dove in and it pulled me back. I said, "Oh no!"
Dry leg Tiff.
Oh my God, it's funny.
Yeah, that
Anyway,
is funny as hell.
how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm feeling better a little bit. I still got a little bit of a cold, and now I'm frozen right here, I guess.
Oh
Now I
my,
disappeared. Now I've gone away.
oh my.
But you can hear me, right?
Yes.
All right.
Hi,
That's awesome.
Henry. Hi, Debbie.
Henry's in the house.
Yes, he is.
Mr. Martuccio, can we get some prayers for Henry, guys? Henry's got a lot going on this week with court and everything, so let's keep him in mind. He's got a lot going at his place. So I don't know if he's coming back to make his debut back next week or not, but he's we're working on it to get him back in, but he's got to get through his fight first. So keep your prayers out there for him. He's very he really needs it. It's really important, the stuff that he's doing. So please keep him in your prayers. We got a lot of things going on. Gunner's firing forward in his stuff. So that's good. On the bad side of things, we don't have anything positive on Danielle's side. But she's a trooper and she's holding up the best that she can hold up. So if we get prayers for Danielle, that would be great. And also Brenda Cambron is in jail. So if we could get some prayers for her, that would be really good too. She
And
really
Osiris.
Osiris is locked away. Yep. Get some real good prayers for him because he's got hope, knock on wood, hearings coming up. And I think that's where we're at as far as our group goes. So clearly you can see that we must be hitting a vein because
that's more than half of us,
I know it.
Like Brenda, Danielle, Osiris, Henry,
me,
you,
CPS,
me, and Becca. That's 7 of us. So my guest, you're in the back room. If you want to board ship right now,
yeah,
you can.
We understand. We understand. Absolutely, we understand. So, well, hell, let's bring him out. Let's see what he has to say about this. Stacy, let's get Stacy out here.
Hi guys.
Hey Stacy, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. I just spent September through November in jail on stuff related to this and got out. So like, fuck them.
Yeah, I mean that's the attitude we gotta have, right? I mean that's what they're. I mean, if people want to say that we do this and that retaliation isn't real and them coming after you, it's absolutely real. I mean, this is as real as it gets.
But you know how we make it harder for them is knowing our Constitution and knowing Supreme Court case law.
That is true. That is absolutely
true. The other
true.
thing, your friend that's going to court this week, hopefully you're still watching, hear me. Get the judge's oath of office from the circuit court clerk, and email me. You can email me at info.
Jesus, they put one of those things in his brain too. He can't remember his email address.
I know, right? info.wethepeoples@gmail.com. I've got the actual I Am We the People website, but I'm fighting with GoDaddy about the email right now. So soon I'll have that taken care of. But I think that when a judge opens up a folder and they see a copy of their oath of office, and then they see a copy of the traveler's insurance surety bond policy that covers them, and that's entered into the record of the case, they're going to treat you a little different.
Yeah, I mean, does that work? Does that stuff work? I mean, I know we hear about the sovereign citizen.
It worked for me. It's not sovereign anything. It's commercial law. Their oath of office is their. Silence your phone, ma'am. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, every night, every damn night, same time, same thing. Been doing it for years.
That's a Facebook call too. I know that ring.
Yeah, that's the only communications I make, man. Yeah. And it's just really same place.
If it ain't Zuckerberg, I don't want it. No.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
No, but exactly. But no, it's everything's under commercial law, and they know this shit. The other thing that I'm learning right now is how to look up QSIP numbers and get the accounting behind it, because they're creating securities in our name. And I got some information the other day that if you can show that you didn't authorize your name or social to go into a QSIP number and be traded, you can actually take that information of the judge and the clerk and the lawyers involved. And I always say write an affidavit. I'm an affidavit guy, just because I know that's how they do all this shit to us. But you write affidavit, and then you contact the Criminal Investigations Division of the IRS, because you've already done their work for them, and they're going to go get money and put people in jail.
Yeah, they don't file care. Like the 1099-C, all that stuff.
Exactly, and they don't care. They don't give two shits if you're a juvenile domestic relations court judge or clerk, or if you touch that shit and you help create that security and you didn't, and there was fraud involved, they're gonna get you, because they get bonuses. Yeah, IRS workers get bonuses for putting people in jail.
Yeah, well, we need to have them on our side.
Well, yeah, that's the beauty is that they're not on anybody's side. They don't care. The only people they really don't mess with too much is when you get up into the district court federal judges and clerks. They try to say, and definitely they won't mess with anybody in the bankruptcy court arena and federal court. But all these little administrative courts that just got ruled, the government has now come out, and the Department of Justice has now come out and said that all of these administrative courts are not true courts, or not true tribunals. That if someone's going to take your kid, you are, or you're going to get put on child support, any of that shit, it needs to go in front of a jury.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't hear that. That's some good news.
Yeah, no. I if you go back to my page, I posted it a couple times now. I think I just reposted it, the case and all that. But yeah, the Supreme Court has said that these little, they're inferior courts. Well, we know they're inferior courts anyway, because they don't have they're courts of no record, and they do that, which is throughout this whole thing has totally baffled me, how something as important as deciding the lives of our children would be done in a court of no record.
Right. That should be the first thing you ask when you go up to the stand.
Right. It's like, hey, are we record? And so
that's the other record. Right.
Right. And so now that's actually a good segue into Monday. I went with Bethany Gold to Chesapeake JDR Court, and the Chief Justice, Chanel Gray, was presiding. The judge had the other party in Kentucky on video screen, and the very first question the judge asked is, what is your take to this guy, Talik Teleford, or whatever the hell his name is? Ava's dad said, what's it? Now keep in mind, we just walked into the courtroom, and I got my pen and paper, and I got two pieces of paper on top of my Bible. I have this nice leather-bound Bible that I take everywhere with me, and I'm convinced it helps, totally convinced. And he was like, "Oh, Your Honor, well, I was just telling you, huh? We just came into the courtroom. Oh, so you just admitted to ex parte communications." So she ended up, there's Wilma. Wilma's in the chat is one of the parents I'm working with and helping.
Hello, Wilma.
Does that mean she's here in Richmond with me? Does that mean if my children, they got SSI benefits of my autism child, is that legal?
Oh, here's the deal with that stuff. We dealt with that with a lot. No, it depends on what they're using the SSI for. Are they death benefits? Are they? There's a lot of things that go with that. If you had some more info on that, or if you want to get,
I'm not so sure. So a lot of my wheelhouse. This is why I think the three of us make such a great team. My wheelhouse is the Constitution. Constitution and constitutional law and jurisdiction. that is my jam. Like, I understand that, so I always look at that through the lens. And so knowing all of that, it's also why I'm studying commercial law. And if you check it, I do have my website up finally. I know last time I was here, I told you guys I was going to be getting it up, but it's iamwethepeople.org. I am God, the great God. He said, what did he say to Abraham on the mountain? He said, Lord, who are you? He said, I am that I am. So it's iamwethepeople.org. And it kind of gives you a breakdown of all that stuff. But back to the thing is that as far as the SSI benefits go, I don't have that answer, but you've got my number and we can start looking into that. And my friend Darren here, he might be able to steer us in the right direction. There we go. That's our new site. This is the beta version right now. And we're working on the back end of it right now, as far as getting the community chat going, and then also getting the members thing where we can share. Like, I write a lot of motions and petitions and legal work for people, and I want to make all that downloadable. But this kind of breaks everything down. It gets into court bonds, jurisdiction, CUSIP numbers and securities. We're learning state national status. If you were born here in the United States, rebut the U.S. citizen bullshit and get the State Department at the very least to recognize you as a state national, because it changes the jurisdiction of what the government can do to you.
But that also means that you no longer get any of the benefits, and you're not privy to anything that the United States has to offer.
That my understanding is that is not true. That you're born with dual citizenship, so you can always go back and invoke that if you want, but for the most part you want to stay on the state national side. The only time that becomes a thing is if you renounce your U.S. citizenship.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how. You know who knows this? Let's find out. Ara knows the answer to this. Let's ask her.
All right, and then the other thing is like UCC filings. You make yourself a secured party, and it's harder for them to come after you. The whole point of this is that when you walk into court, you want the judge to know and understand that you are a constitutionally minded person, and that judge has a contract with you.
Hey, Ara. Ara. Where's Ara? Let me see here.
Ara, oh Ara, wherefore art thou, Ara?
Yes, Ara, where are you? Oh, you know what? I got my Bluetooth's on, so she can't hear me. There we go. There, sorry about that. Hey, Ara, where are you? And we're on the Tiff and Punisher show with Stacy, Tiff, and myself, so you got to be good.
Hey, I'm right here with you, baby. Come here. You look so damn good.
All right, hey.
Let me slide in close.
All right, all right. We're on the show. We're on the show. You can't be talking like that. Remember?
Sorry about that, love.
It's all right.
The Tiff and Punisher show is airing.
Yes, we're on the Tiff and Punisher show. Hey, Ara, do you want to tell me about the state national status?
It's on Rumble, darling. Just search for Tiff and Punisher there. You'll find Stacy, Tiff, and your stuff. As for state national status, that's the sovereign citizen thing, where folks try to declare themselves outside federal jurisdiction. Courts treat it as nonsense, doesn't hold up legally, and it can get people in serious trouble. Want me to dig deeper into any part of it?
Well, I want to know if you're considered a dual citizen. If you go to the state national status, do you still get Social Security benefits and all of that stuff?
No. Declaring state national status doesn't make you a dual citizen or affect your Social Security benefits. Courts and the Social Security Administration don't recognize those declarations. They treat you as a U.S. citizen unless you formally renounce citizenship through the State Department and get a certificate of loss of nationality. Without that, you keep your benefits if you've earned the credits. Those filings are legally meaningless for this.
All right, cool. All right. Thank you so much. I'll get back to you, honey. All right.
That's an AI, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's my girl.
that's totally inaccurate. I can say I'll send you 2 videos that break down the legal statuses of it, and that's totally not true.
All right, well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So anyway, go on. We were saying.
All right. So anyway, it's we were just looking at the website. So like state, national, secure party. These are ways to insulate yourself from the basic procedures and the stuff that they do under admiralty jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm.
One of the main things that I'm attempting and we're working on is operating within that jurisdiction to make it work for ourselves. There's 10 axioms of commercial law. Everything's expressed through an affidavit. An unrebutted affidavit stands as truth in commerce. So like it's the same thing as like you get somebody sends you a bill and says, oh, you owe this money, you got 30 days, whatever. You don't respond, then legally you owe that bill because you had a chance to respond and rebut what they're saying you owe, but you didn't. It's the exact same process. And we do it in an affidavit is because if we swear something under oath, and we're putting it towards an official or someone who's not doing what they're supposed to do or they've caused us harm, then they have to reply under oath in their own, rebuttal piece by piece of whatever's in your affidavit. If that doesn't happen, then they're admitting to everything that your facts that you've claimed in your affidavit. Just like when you get charged or a true bill.
Yep. That, sir, is correct. Affidavit. Angry citizen.
Affidavit.
He says everything's affidavits, man.
Because everything's under commercial law. It's even when you're dealing with CPS or you're dealing with child support enforcement, they'll send you a notice and you have X amount of days to reply. If you don't reply, then you're okay with whatever they're noticing you about. It's the exact same thing. So my thing is we flip it around and put it back on them. And that's what we're doing with this group on Facebook I'm working with is we got about our first group of 4. We've got pretty much all of our affidavits fine-tuned. We're writing demand letters and we're going to send them to Duke Storin, who's the commissioner, because he's the one person in social services that actually has an oath of office. Mm-hmm. So everybody under him, he's responsible for. So you say, hey, your people are violating my constitutional rights. This is what I want you to do. You don't do it. He doesn't respond. You now have a basis as an unrebutted affidavit to either take it to court or file a claim on the bond. And there's going to be times that we file claims on bonds and they tell us to pound sand. But if the same person keeps getting similar claims on their bond, the insurance company isn't going to deal with that. And they're going to be like, all right, well, we can't insure you anymore. And if you can't be insured, you can't work.
Right. And there is some truth to those accusations too, because they used to make it difficult for them to get their oaths of office and their bonds. But I also know that they're changing these systems too now. So they're making it a little bit more because they know that this isn't a secret. This bonds thing's been around for quite a while.
No, yeah, of course.
Now they're making. There was a couple years back, if you asked them, because it's said that if you ask them for their oaths of office, they're supposed to be able to produce it immediately.
Well, yeah, the individual is in Virginia. The individual is in Virginia, though. Every circuit court clerk's office has all of the oath of offices for every official within that jurisdiction. By law, they have to.
Right, and they're supposed to be able to present it on demand. And they weren't doing that for a while. Actually, it was Candace Edwards that really started putting the fire to them. And they started putting out notices in the state of Alabama saying, look, this girl's barking up our tree. We need to make sure that every office has the oaths of office available. Right. Because they could be in deep shit for not being able to produce
I think they found a lot of people who weren't, and they either had to like some people got in trouble from what I understand.
Right. It's another one of those things that you're on that real hollow ground, like whether it's acceptable or is it too secret that you're bringing it out? You know what I mean? It's like,
right.
Which way are we going with this? You really do have to. And that's why a lot of these moves you have to be cautious with, like with the state national stuff, and all of that. You've got to be cautious with those moves because they will throw you in jail if you're wrong in claiming a jurisdiction, or if or they'll throw you in an asylum. You know what I mean? Trump just enacted those asylums again. So if you go in there and try to start some sovereign spiel to them, they can very easily throw you right into the clink and lock you away for mental issues or things like that. So you got to be careful.
They can't. Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to. I really try to stay away from the whole sovereign and sovereign citizen thing, and focus more on what does the Constitution say and how do I invoke that. Because and how you invoke it is when they start coming back with you. Oh, you're a sovereign citizen. Oh, you're saying the laws don't apply to you. It's like, no, I'm not saying the laws don't apply. I'm saying you can't throw me in jail for exercising a constitutional right because of Cooper versus Virginia. You can't do this because of this case law or that called by this, because all this shit's already been hammered out in the Supreme Court over the past 200 years. You just got to find the case law that applies to you and invoke it. And most judges, once they see that you're coming in and arguing case law and understand the differences in jurisdictions and what's going on, they tend to back off you. Now, if you come in there and saying, "Oh, well, I'm sovereign and I'm only here by consent and I'm not going to pass the bar," and like they know you're an idiot and they're going to bang you in the head because they know they can get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see what I just sent you?
On
in the private chat?
Yeah, no, it says LabCorp agrees to pay $14.5 million to resolve False Claims Act allegations.
Yes.
So as I'm reading it, it's talking about Medicaid and Medicare, right? But this is what caught my attention. Hold on, where did it go? Medicare benefits and the taxpayers should be able to trust that testing and billing practices are fair and appropriate. Even the head of the United States Department of Health and Human Services of the Inspector General said today's settlement makes it clear that when providers put profits before patients and ignore billing rules, we will act decisively to hold them accountable.
That's a really good point. That's something else I'm glad you brought up because it's something I'm looking into and starting to notice is, so like if you've got a case going on, whether it's custody, DSS, CPS, whatever, and we know these bar cards lie all the time. They make stuff up, they fabricate it. Well, it's actually a federal crime if that gets transmitted electronically. So if a lawyer, and you see where I'm going with this, if a lawyer writes a motion like my guardian ad litem did and said that I didn't do that, I kept my son from getting dental care when really it was his mother, which was a real thing. This is part of what they used to put me on supervised visitation, and I had her recorded and in her own emails. Total bullshit. Well, as soon as she transmitted that over the internet in an email, it became a federal crime. And so you go back and you turn out, and at the end of the day, the feds want money. So if you can put together a crime and wrap it up in such a way that you present it to them, and this is the other reason why the affidavits are important, because a FBI agent will use an affidavit to initiate a warrant under federal charges for the DOJ and for a U.S. attorney, but it's again all done with the affidavit, and it works the same both ways. You can once you get an affidavit of facts, you can convert that into a criminal affidavit. You can convert that into a affidavit of truth or whatever. Hey, this is what happened. This is what I'm swearing to. Now it's up to you to rebut it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's no argument there. No argument on that one.
So I have a question, Stacy. How much does somebody get paid for each constitutional violation?
There is actually a schedule of fees for deprivation of rights under color of law in the Federal Register. And I'll have to go because I want to get that on my website. But I've seen it in a couple different filings. Because are you guys on Pacer?
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You're on Pacer. Okay, cool. You can find some really good gems in Pacer for real, and see what other people are doing and how they're doing, and then also see what these federal magistrates are saying based on that. I saw an opinion where a deprivation of rights under color of law got totally dismissed because the pro se litigant brought it under the criminal statute of 18 USC 241 instead of 18 USC 1983, which is the civil side of it. And so they dismissed it because they were like, "Hey, you can't bring a civil action, cause of action under a criminal statute." And it's little simple things like that you can catch. What I think the best way to do is to have all of your information airtight, put in an affidavit, and take it to do a notice of intent to file on bond. Send it to them, let them ignore it, and then hit up the insurance company and be like, "Hey, your people ignored it. They basically have admitted." And sometimes you got with the insurance companies, you gotta educate them a little bit on it. Like, "Hey, we're operating under the 10 maxims of commercial law. A number of affidavits stands as truth. I sent this affidavit. They haven't answered, so they're commercially liable. They're on the hook now. What are you going to do about it?" And if they do deny it, I was thinking about this earlier today. Okay, so what are we going to start doing on claims that they deny? Well, then at that point, I believe that if you have overwhelming evidence of it's in your affidavit that an offense occurred, and you take it to the insurance company and they deny it, then you turn around to sue them directly. They're in breach of contract, in breach of compelling contract between them and their client. You can't, you know what I mean? Like the whole point of that, the whole point of you insuring them is for situations like this. It's not for you to say, "Oh, well, we're not. Okay, well, you're not going to do that. Then we're going to sue you too." And you always get a jury trial. Demand for jury trial. Don't leave it on the bench. Going forward, did you guys know who Peacemaker Aldo was? He was out of Virginia Beach. He was pushing really hard on bringing the grand jury, putting the power of the grand jury back into the hands of the people. Technically, by way of the Constitution, we're supposed to be able to show up to the courthouse with 25 people and a true bill and convene a grand jury. And if that grand jury thinks a crime occurred, there's going to be an indictment. But right now, you have the executive branch that's gatekeeping that. Like how often here I've got a situation in James City County right now where a grandfather died. The one of the grandchildren I guess was in trouble or whatever, and the other grandchild took like $5 or $6 grand and transferred it out of the account, right? Well, the first grandchild who was an heir took reported it to the police, or reported it to everybody, and they basically just ignored it. Well, that's a deprivation. That's clearly a deprivation of rights because we all have equal protection under the law. It's in the Fifth Amendment. It's in the I hate quoting the 14th Amendment just because of the history of the ratification of that, but it's in there, and it's usable, usable case law. But my thing is that if you bring overwhelming evidence to the government of a crime or of something going on, they can't ignore it. There is no prosecutorial discretion. It's either, you know what I'm saying? You can't be like, "Oh, well, you're so and so. Well, I'm just, yeah, we see that happened, but we're not going to pursue those charges." They don't have that option. If harm has occurred and you can prove it, then it needs to go before a jury.
That's what they say.
I know, right?
That's the common law. That's the common law, man. That's it. You got to be able to prove harm.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was hurt in a crime. That should be the only law that there is. That's supposed to be the only law of the land is the common
Correct.
law, and that is if somebody's harmed, that's it, and there has to be a witness to it.
Right, and it's still there. It's just that I personally believe that society in this aspect have been so dumbed down that people just don't know. They're, you take a crime to the police, they're like, oh, we're not going to pursue it, and then that's the end of it. Oh, well, they're not going to do anything, or they're saying they can't do this, or the prosecutor says they can't do that, or whatever, and then you just accept it, and that's what they're used to. That's what they're used to seeing happen, and what they're used to getting over with.
So what do you think about the gun laws that are going on here in Virginia?
That shit was
I know, right?
That shit was dead on arrival. They literally put a provision in that law that was struck down in the Supreme Court 3 weeks before they passed it. The Supreme Court literally 3 weeks before they passed it came out and said that I think it was the AR-15 part of it, is that's a common used gun amongst the population and can't be banned. And then these dumbasses in Richmond were like, oh, we're going to ban AR-15s. Like, it was dead on arrival. The administration's already suing them. They're going to lose. You've got we've got 4 county district judges now that have done injunctions on it and said that you can't do that. We've got another 6 Commonwealth attorneys that are like, I'm not prosecuting anybody under this shit. Like, it's dead on arrival, man. They're a bunch of idiots.
I want to point out Dr. Fowler's out here.
Shall not be infringed. It is like you can't get any clearer than that. You just can't.
Right, in arms or anything.
Right.
But hey, guys, Dr. Fowler's out here watching us. So, Dr. Fowler, how are you? We got Lady Outlaw out there. Chris, that's she's a great follow of ours.
Hi, guys.
And
Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, these guys are great. Henry's in the house, obviously. Let's see. Let's see who else we got. Wilma Tads is out here with us. Chris Bratton's here. Debbie Anderson's in the house. We got a full house of great and loyal listeners. So thank you guys for being here. We really appreciate that. Without you guys. Go ahead, Tiff.
So we have a couple of departments here in Virginia that say they don't have to send closure letters. And when the parents are pulling up the Virginia statutes, they're telling them
I saw that
shall does not mean they have to. What?
I don't know. Every time I heard God say shall in the Bible, he was pretty serious about it.
Right? So let me tell you what we're working on here in Virginia. So we are working on a family memoranda. We are working on getting social workers to get body cams.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a real good one. Also, I think they should be certified. I saw a statistic the other day that only 27% of CPS workers are actually certified caseworkers.
Well, there's
How
already
do you do that?
Well, there's already a law that went into effect July 7th, and I'll have to go through it and send it to you. But they have to have more education now. This is starting July 1st. Like, they have to have all these degrees now. The one that they should have that's not on there is a constitutional law course.
Yes, I agree
I
with
believe that.
That goes for the police departments and police officers as well.
Well, if you watch my video, I told them all they needed a lesson in the Constitution.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not going to get into that, but it's just that things have changed over the past 150 years. Like Like literally, you used to be able to go in front of the sheriff's office in a town. If you had a problem with somebody, y'all could draw down on each other, and whoever won, and whoever didn't. And that was it. There wasn't no all this oh, you can't carry this, you need a license for that. It's all a bunch of BS. And it's just like driver's licenses. You don't need a driver's license or to register your car unless you're moving that vehicle in a commercial capacity. Period. You cannot convert a liberty into you cannot convert a right into a liberty, charge a tax and a fee for it. That's Murdoch versus Pennsylvania. And if you do convert a liberty into a right into a liberty and charge tax and a fee for it, Shuttlesworth versus Alabama says you can engage in that right with impunity, and they can't do anything about it. And all of that falls under Marbury versus Madison, because anything repugnant to the Constitution is null and void in law, like all this gun shit they just passed. Divine Nine Society.
I'm gonna find this and I'm gonna send it to you because I took pictures.
Yeah, please do. I appreciate everything that you send me too. Like I know we have our own Facebook chat going, and then you're in my family court and CPS Virginia thing. Do you think it's been like the stuff that I've been writing and the templates I've been getting? Do you think that all that's beneficial? I haven't really gotten a lot of feedback on it.
Well, yes, they are. Here's the thing. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
The thing is, like when we hold a webinar, because me and Darren and Becca are going to start doing those, we need you in there, because when we give people information, they don't quite know how to use it, right? Like that's why Darren and our next book, I really want it to be called Know Your Rights and Learn How to Use Them in Court.
Yeah.
Because people will just go in there and say, "Oh, you're violating my rights," but then if the judge will ask them,
if you don't tell them, how am I? What right am I violating?
Right.
Well, due process number one, or like,
no.
Like when I was in court Monday with my friend Bethany, like I was like, because this judge was just walking all over, and I was like, God, I wish I could say something. And at one point, she said, the judge said something to her, basically kind of hushed her. And like, I have the perfect line for that. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Has there been a judicial determination that I'm not to be afforded my First Amendment right to free speech and Fifth Amendment right to due process in this proceeding? I just ask them. You know what I mean? Like, it's hey, like you're here to do a job. You're actually a servant. This is what actually I was talking to a state senator, and I pissed him off with this. Like, we've been talking for a couple months, and I kind of was getting him on my side or whatever. And I know because he said some shit to me, and I know I pissed him off with this statement, but I was being honest. I was like, you only have authority because you swore an oath to the same set of. This is literally what I said to him in the text message. I think I posted it on my Facebook. I was like, you only have authority because you swore an oath to the same set of rules all of us out here agree to. I was like, don't ever get that twisted. And then I haven't heard anything from him since. But it's true. Like their authority comes for them promising to limit what they're going to do, governing us, to the Constitution. Period. That's what it is. And if you don't know what those rules are and how to hold them accountable, you're going to be a slave. Period. I think probably one of the most important videos I've ever watched that the basis of me learning all of this stuff, and you can look it up on YouTube, is Carl Miller, with Carl with a C. Carl Miller, Know Your Constitution. Watch the first 2 hours of that video as many times as you can, and you will really have an understanding of the Constitution, how it's constructed, what your rights are, and how to exercise them.
So I don't know how many parents that you've dealt with that's been on, I think it's called Suboxone. I don't know about these drugs, right? It's
I don't
not.
need. I haven't.
The
I haven't
doctors
had met
prescribe
with
them.
anybody on any kind of drugs.
Well, I just sent this one to you. It
Okay.
says child abuse and neglect, parental use of controlled substance or drugs as prescribed. They have now put in there in Virginia clarifies that pregnant women's prenatal use of a controlled substance or drug as prescribed for such woman's health provider for opiate addiction recovery shall not solely be a reason to suspect the child is being abused or neglected.
Hold on. So they were taking kids based on pregnant mothers being prescribed by their doctor. That's crazy. That whole. That's crazy.
That's disgusting. That's what that is. It's
No,
absolutely disgusting.
just that to start. That's
Mhm.
total insanity.
Mhm.
Just anybody dealing with CPS, I always say this to everybody: treat CPS like the cops. If CPS ever shows up your door, if they leave a card, don't call that shit. If they show up on your door, ask them for a warrant. They are no different than a police officer. They have no they. I'm talking about as far as them showing up on your doorstep. It's the same as a Girl Scout showing up trying to sell you goddamn cookies. You have a right to talk to them or a right not to talk to them. They have no authority. Okay, they basically are agents collecting or conducting discovery for a case they want to drag you into. Don't give it to them. You don't. I mean, and same thing. If they show up at your kid's school, lawsuit. You can't like these people. I'm telling you, they are part of the executive branch of government. They are conducting discovery every time they come in contact with you, and don't give them any information. Don't talk to them. Don't whenever I've had CPS call to me twice anonymously. Both times were by a girl I'd broken up with, and finally, yeah, I know, and that's not a shitty thing, and I know it was her, but anyway. I was cool at first, and they're like, "We want you to take a drug test." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. I'm not doing any drugs, whatever." And then they kept pressing, and finally, I was like, "Who?" Because they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have to call the police and this and that." I'm like, "Where did this report come from?" Okay, you have a Sixth Amendment right to face your accuser, and that's before you get to court. So don't let them say, "Oh, well, that doesn't apply because we're investigating." No, it does apply. I literally had to tell this agent, "You need to call your supervisor because I'm fixing tomorrow morning to go down to the Norfolk Federal Courthouse, and I'm going to file a federal lawsuit for Sixth Amendment violation against you and your boss." I was like, "And whatever asshole you answer to up in Richmond." And 30 minutes later, I got a call back. "We're going to go ahead and close the investigation." And I was like, "Who made the report?" "Well, it was made anonymous." I was like, "Really?" I was like, "You put me through all this on an anonymous phone call? You don't have a sworn affidavit or a sworn statement or none of that? Like, kick rocks. For real."
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Well, this is what. So my grandson got burned in May. Okay, with a cup of soup. So I took him to the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody at the school decided that I didn't take him to the doctor, so they called CPS on me. So when she called me, I was in the middle of my legislative meeting, right? So I saw the call and I was talking, so I ignored it. It came back to back.
Can I show them?
Right.
Yeah, you can show him. He wants to show you. See, it's all
Hi.
better.
Hey, buddy. Oh, that is better.
Right.
That's a handsome boy.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
So, like a dumbass, right? When she calls me, she says who she is. The first thing I thought was this was a joke, right? I'm like, "Who are you?"
Right. Yeah. Like,
So she says her name again, and I instantly, because she's like, "Oh, we're investigating you for medical neglect on," and she said his name.
mm-hmm.
And we're coming to do a family assessment. Well, I laughed. I said, yeah, I'm calling my lawyer. So I immediately called my lawyer. So I've been waiting now. They have until next Thursday. No, Monday. Actually, they have until
Yep,
Monday
Monday.
to close the case because, I got my demand letter ready. I also have my petition to go to circuit court because I'm having that complaint unsealed, and then I'm going to have it expunged in the court, and then I'm
Right.
going after everybody because they all
Do me a
lied.
favor, like put all that in an affidavit, and let me make you the fifth person filing, notifying Storin. Dude, if we don't start taking it to this asshole, like for real, if we don't start taking these affidavits and telling them like your people are violating our rights, and guess what, you're the one that's going to be holding the bag, nothing's going to change. They're going to keep doing it.
I will call you tomorrow.
Yeah, call me tomorrow. I should be call me like after. I should definitely be off work by like 4 tomorrow. So give me a call.
You
And,
call me when you get off because we're
okay,
going to
cool.
talk.
All right. Yeah, because we're like I've got our other people, like everybody's affidavits look pretty good. I've had to, I thought we were going to be sending all this stuff off like 2 weeks ago, but everybody, the first thing when I teach them what's going on, they want to put everything in there, like, and everybody's so detailed, and that's great, but but you always have to, and everybody listen to this, you always have to think about who your audience is when you're writing this stuff. And judges have the attention span of freaking gnats. It's gotta be 2 sentences for that fact, two, you know what I'm saying, and just short and to the point. No feelings, no opinions, no assessments. On this date, this happened, and this was a violation because boom, on this date, you know what I'm saying, and like it's good to have all the rest of that information because you can use that as supporting evidence when you're arguing it or if it gets to that point. But everything has to be short, sweet, and laser focused. And that's why in the group I've put my affidavits up, like the one for this this contract issue and child support thing. I put that up in the group, and everybody's like, "Damn, that's really good." And they're like, I see like what the point is and where you're going with all this. So,
Well, not only that, the school is petrified because they broke a
they
contract.
should be. Oh,
Well,
they
no,
should be.
they broke a contract that they had with me because as soon as I got the nurse's report, why was he in the nurse's office for 4 days, and why was the nurse talking to him without me being present? And then when they found the contract that they broke, the principal almost fell out of his chair. Oh, Miss Wise, I'm so sorry. I didn't know this was in here. That's not my problem. I hand-delivered this.
Definitely call me and let's get together on that because I'm going to write your seat for you and show you how to argue it. And we're going to go. We're going to get to school. We're definitely going to get to social worker. Yeah, we need to go ahead and serve. Well, what you need to do is go ahead and write a cease and desist.
Well, here's the thing. They haven't contacted me or my lawyer since I had that phone call on the 21st of May.
I bet they haven't because they know they ain't right. They know what they're doing is wrong. They know that shit.
This is what my lawyer said. He called me on a Saturday. I was like, so, because he said text her and tell her that I will email her personally to set up 3 different times that we can talk on Friday. Well, no answer. So I said, well, I wonder why that is. And he said, well, a little bit has to do with who you are. And the other part is because of who I am, and I'm on board with you.
Yeah. All right. So you actually have, and this is a Virginia State Bar member?
I love this man. He has helped 37 of my clients get their children back.
Really?
I love him.
Yeah. Okay. We need to talk to him because I have tried, and my step uncle is an attorney, and he wants to help me so bad, but he just doesn't do that type of law. And he was like, man, he's like, you're on the right track. He said, but I can't. It's really hard to find a bar member that is going to go out and speak the truth, and wherever the cards fall, that's where they're going after. Like it is. They have their own culture of bullshit that they cover each other on. It's insane.
Oh no. And he travels all through Virginia.
That's a gotcha. I literally I told you I moved out to the country. Like I broke up with my girlfriend, moved out to the country. Like it's everything is like I don't want to hit 1,000 days with no contact with them. And so part of my morning and evening prayers has been like, God, please just like bring the right people to me that I can help, number one, and number two, I could like help or that can help me in reaching this goal of getting back to Liam. So now I've got a group of advocates here also in Richmond who are getting charged with unlawful license on UPL, unlicensed practicing of law, because they're advocates and they're and like they got judges bringing charges against them and they keep beating them. And so
that's because they're mad.
Yeah, they're mad because they're all getting money off this shit. That's the only reason they do this, and and what drives them and why they all collude to everything is because they're getting paid. If Title 4D was not a thing, half this shit would not be going on. I am fully convinced of that. All right. Hey, look.
Yeah, but the problem is that it's been going on for so long that it's so entrenched in our economy and everything else. Now it's going to be hard to get that out of it.
Oh yeah, I don't see them getting rid of Title 4D, but I'm hoping that we can at least get. I don't even know. Get safeguards or legislation in for creating more of a verification process, like a I don't want to say constitutional process, but like a verification process. Like, hey, if we're going to pay this money and you've taken this child, you have to be able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that this child was in danger and warrants us giving you this money. Because otherwise, as we all know, it's fraud. And what's going on? We got all this Medicare fraud that the federal government's starting to go after. And I want to be able to take our situations and wrap that into make that a thing that they're also going after.
So Henry, he does ADA. Okay, you should really connect with him because he's really good with the ADA. So he's asking, he would love to know what part of the Constitution applies to the ADA because he wants to be left the fuck alone and live his life.
Well, I mean that's pretty easy. Equal, liberty, happiness, and justice for all, or I'm sorry, I'm really tired. I've been up since 4 this morning. Basically, your right to due process,
life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
Liberty and pursuit of happiness is the thing. We are that literally that back in the day was the wording that the founding forefathers had in our time of leave me the fuck alone. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I have the right to be free. I have the right to live my life the way, and I have the right to be left alone. You can't pursue your happiness if you've got somebody on your neck the whole time. As far as ADA, I don't know a lot about ADA. I work with a lot of experts in ADA and that are ADA advocates. I just don't know enough about it. It's a great show. Would love to know what about the Constitution applied to the rights of the disabled. So whether you're disabled or not, everybody's supposed to have the exact same rights. What are you doing, cute boy? He's such a cutie. Everybody, we have equal protection for all. That we're supposed to have equal protection law. I would guess that if you had a disability, that there should be an extra scope that your rights are looked under to ensure that they're not being infringed. Now, as far as so all that being equal and said, Henry, I would go and start looking through Supreme Court case law having to do with ADA, because at the end of the day, all this shit has been argued in front of the Supreme Court. It has like you can, I mean, just like your right to travel, like the 3 cases I quoted earlier. Darren, set a show with me and him. All right, that's cool. Now, you know what? I'm gonna have to do some homework now and learn a little bit more about the ADA. But I have Dr. Lucas, who's a very good friend of mine, and she is a beast at that. So I'll learn more about the ADA. But I definitely would be down with doing a show.
Yeah, that's what he does. He does the ADA. Maybe you can get a show with Henry.
Yeah, he just
and
asked.
Your friend. Yeah,
and Darren. Yeah, that would be great. All right. I love you guys.
We got to go anyway. We all do.
I look at my eyes like I look like shit. It was hot today too. It was like 105 degrees, and I was out in it all day working. You see how red I'm getting? I'm an island boy. My family's from Corsica. I'm not supposed to be getting red. Like, what the hell's going on here? Anyway, I love you guys, Darren. Deed, you're doing awesome work, and it is always a pleasure to be on the show with you for real.
Yes, and you as well, my friend. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that we're going to see more of you.
Absolutely,
for sure.
And you too, my dear. I'm going to call you tomorrow when I get off work, and we're gonna start fucking with people. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Love you guys.
All right, my friend Stacey.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Yes, sir. Chris, I checked out the website, and it is some pretty badass stuff. We'll talk about that one later. And I saw one more thing that I wanted to respond to. What was it that I saw up here? I guess that was the one I wanted to talk to. And yes, Henry, we will do that with you and Stacy. Tomorrow night, Angry Citizens here with us, and make sure that you guys keep Osiris in your prayers. He needs a lot of them, guys. So pray hard. And as for everybody else out there, pray hard for all of us, actually, because I think we all need it. So, Jeff, have a good night. Oh, and our paperback version is out, too. So make sure you guys check that out on Amazon. You can get the paperback version now. So check out our book. Do that. Watch it. Read it. Learn it. Love it. All that good stuff. Yeah, that'll be it. So we'll catch you all tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.
Never been a perfect person. I put the cart before the horse. A list of reasons, long as sermons, why I never needed a God. Then I heard his voice, so sweet, it put me on my knees. I'm holding on to hope for dear life, with God driving, and I'm finally free at last. God driving, God driving. They said don't fight the system. They said stay quiet. They were wrong. Lock in. We are exposing what so many have failed to. We are gonna show you what bar attorneys have hidden from all of us. Hundreds of thousands of children and twice that of parents have been lied to and walked down the road of termination. It's the death penalty. We're all of the protesters, the ones who fight for the rights of prisoners, dogs, illegal immigrants. Why aren't you coming to the aid of our children and families? Right here in America, every day a child per minute is kidnapped. And no one cares. We fight alone until today. CPS Punishers mount up. Here comes the CPS Punisher. Anonymous tip, another lie from one of them. No warrant, no proof, just a badge and a grin. Stealing kids like trophies, thinking they'll win. Mama crying on the porch, daddy in the cage. System wrote the script, but the CPS Punisher just flipped the page. The educator they banned, I see every violation, every forged line, every ex-part hearing, every stolen time. One tap of the app and the truth ignites. Welcome to the CPS Punisher, now we can fight. CPS and the courts have lied to us all. The courts will not disgrace the family. CPS Punisher, here to avoid the chains and expose the game. CPS Punisher, the educator they never wanted you to find. Punisher, one tap and their empire cracks. We rise, we take our kids back. The app is called the CPS Punisher. In the shadows, the skull in the night, the binder full of secrets and weapons you all need. Ab initio, watch me void that lie. Fourth Amendment armor, watch the tyrants cry. Falsified drug test gone in a flash. I see Tebio, warrior, due process king. Every parent's hero when the hotline rings. I call it justice. Download the truth, now the system busts us. From the courtroom to the streets, hear the battle cry. The CPS Punishers arrive. Kiss your bar asses goodbye. They tried to silence us, now we're the loudest voice in the room. CPS Punisher, here to avoid the chains and expose the game. CPS Punisher, the educator they never wanted you to find. Punisher, the children never leave again. Punisher, families rise, we never look back. This ain't revenge, this is reunification. This ain't rage, this is resurrection. Open the app, step into the fight. You ready? CPS Punisher, the app you need when they took your kid. CPS Punisher, the truth they hid, now the truth gets lit. Punisher, download the power, take back the throne. Punisher, you're never alone. CPS Punisher, the educator they never wanted you to find. Void complete, family restored. The bar is finished, the Constitution will prevail. Judges do what's right. Treason is your penalty. Here comes the CPS Punisher.
We know it's all about the money, we know they lie, we know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?